Blackberry, formerly known as Research in Motion, is attempting to reinvent itself. There was a time that a Blackberry was almost a required tool of business. It was so addictive, it was sometimes called a crackberry. But the Apple iPhone and the Android phones have displaced the Blackberry. So can this company recover? Joining us now on the phone is David Garrity. He is a technology analyst with GVA Research. Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Thank you.
So let's just start from the top. From an investment standpoint, is there anything you like about BBRY right now?
From an investment standpoint, I think that BlackBerry is in a situation where unless we can get traction for their BlackBerry 10 phones, and you're already seeing discounting in markets where they've been introduced earlier in the year, such as the UK, unless we can see traction on these phones, obviously BlackBerry is going to be in great difficulty because what they have to fall back on is the business that they've had historically with business customers. Business customers have been encouraging their employees to bring their own device to work. So the business model that BlackBerry had grown on has clearly broken. And we're in a situation now where if they can't succeed with the BlackBerry 10 phones being launched over the next 2 quarters, this company is obviously going to be in great difficulty.
David, do you think that BlackBerry made a mistake by chasing the consumer market? Because as you mentioned before, it has a very strong, or had a very strong, enterprise market, but then it started chasing the consumer market when it saw the iPhone come along.
I would say that, yes, the consumer market in part was a distraction. The company, if we had the benefit of 20/20 hindsight, should certainly have reinvested in their enterprise-related product sooner so as to diminish the appeal of the strategy businesses are using now of this bring your own device to work.
There's a lot of short selling going on for traders, which is different than investors. Could there be a short squeeze at some point and maybe a pop in the stock, or do you not see that happening?
Well, the hope today was that the company would come out with numbers better than expectations as far as revenues, phone shipments, subscriber numbers, and the company disappointed on all those levels. However, if they had come in better on a majority of those measures, we most likely would have seen the stock much higher today because roughly a third of the shares outstanding have been sold short. So yes, there could be a massive short squeeze, but the company, in order to get that short squeeze in the stock, has to perform on the fundamentals.
And finally, there has been talk of a sale here which could save the company. This, I imagine, makes this a little bit harder now, especially as they're starting to lose some of that enterprise business.
Very much so, but still, there is a very active market for intellectual property, and BlackBerry clearly has developed their own intellectual property in terms of having a patent portfolio. They also had acquired a patent portfolio from the Canadian telecom supplier Nortel sometime. So that on its own could perhaps have a value as great as $1 billion, and there's about $3 billion in cash on the balance sheet now. But obviously, the company before a sale is probably going to go through a few more quarters of losses.
Okay, David, thank you so much. David Garrity, technology analyst with GVA Research.